The death toll here in Texas stands at just short of 90 people killed as a result of these floods. And when things like this happen, you hear from leaders that we should look out for heroes. We should look at the people helping for inspiration. Our next guest is being hailed as a hero. U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmer and third-class petty officer Scott Ruskin and his team helped to air rescue 165 campers that were trapped just down the road at Camp Mystic. Notably, this is his first Coast Guard mission. He just graduated from rescue swimmer school. Petty Officer Scott Ruskin joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us and taking the time to speak to us live. We are so impressed to hear your story. We understand that your crew arrived on the scene at Camp Mystic via helicopter. Talk to us about the difficult conditions getting there and what was going through your mind, what you saw as you arrived at that scene.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, guys, thank you guys for having me on today. Yeah, just talking about how we kind of got there. We originally got a call from Task Force One, which is like a local agency here in Texas, asking for additional resources. So they launched us from Coast Guard Air Station Corpus Christi at about 6:37 p.m. or sorry, 7 a.m. In the morning on the 4th of July. Kind of battled some weather with the crew on the way in. We were obviously flying through the storm that was causing all the rain. So in the crew, we had our aircraft our co-pilot Blair Agujafor, and then also our flight mechanic Seth Reeves and myself. We're kind of on the crew, battling some pretty nasty weather, some of the worst I've ever experienced in my career so far. It took us about 4 different attempts to try to make our way into Kerrville, and finally on the 4th attempt, with the help of the Air National Guard, the Army guys, we were able to kind of make our way into Mystic. So our original tasking was just to get to Camp Mystic. And we heard there was about 200 campers there, and they were in need of airlift. There was no other way to get them out. Bridges were gone, roadways were gone, and the water was coming up too high for boat rescue. So the only option was airlift. We kind of assessed the scene a little bit, had an internal crew discussion with the rest of the crew, with Ian, Blair, and Seth and myself. We decided the best course of action would probably be to leave me there. At the time, there was no triage coordinator, and just because, it was kind of hectic. A lot of people were needed on other assets and other airframes. We just decided that, hey, we can fit a couple extra kids if we leave me on scene. That aircrew with Ian, Blair, and Seth kind of went to a more dangerous location to try to, airlift a few more people out of a tighter landing zone. And they were able to airlift about 15 people, 15 children out of there, and they left me on scene at Camp Mystic. And there, I kind of helped facilitate some of the organization and the triage, just comforting these kids and getting 165 of them out on the Army Black Hawk helicopters.
Scott, what was it like to comfort them? These are young ladies. They're 8, 9 years old. And like you said, they must have been disoriented and seeking help. What did they share with you? How did you comfort them?
Yeah, great question. It was pretty traumatic. You have a lot of kids. They're having probably the worst day of their life. They're missing friends. They're missing loved ones. They don't know where they are. Some of them may be unaccounted for. Some of them may be somewhere else. We just haven't up with each other yet. So it's a lot of unknowns on that first day, especially on Friday. Cell service was bad. Radio reception was bad on my comm. So I really didn't have any communication with the outside for about 3 hours. So I was really just trying to comfort them and let them know, like, hey, like, I don't know where your friends may be right now, but my only objective is to get you guys out of here and get you guys to safety. We're going to get you guys to a landing zone, local fire department or something, and get you guys taken care of. But yeah, just trying to comfort them and reassure them that, hey, I'm here to help you guys, and you guys are going to be okay now.
Is there anything that stood out to you about them? I understand that there were some counselors that had to bash open some windows in a cabin to help get them out as the floodwaters came in. Did they share anything with you that is going to stay with you?
Yeah, it's a good one. There definitely was there's going to be a lot of heroics from this, not only from like first responders, but just the people that were the survivors, right? Like caught in the flood. Hearing stories from some of the camp counselors when I was on the ground with them, just telling them like, hey, I was throwing kids out the door just to get them out of the floodwater, grabbing one crock for them. Like a lot of the kids didn't even have shoes on. I was just carrying them to the helicopter because they're stepping on wet rocks and their feet might be cut up and stuff. So just that experience of like, yeah, these camp counselors and the kids too, like they're being so brave and tough. And like, I know there's a lot of them I was able to kind of like get hands on with. And if you guys yeah, seriously, like you guys were the best. Like I'm sorry this happened to you guys, but you guys were so brave and tough, and it made me like a better rescuer because you guys were acting so bravely.
Scott, obviously, this is a heck of a first mission like this for you. Was there any part of you that was concerned for your own safety? Because, I mean, we keep telling folks, just from some of the estimates, this was a historic wall of water moving through these towns. Were you at any point scared?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had a plan with our crew not to deploy me to the water unless if I was attached to the rescue hook on our helicopter. So once I was on scene, I was knowing that I was not planning on getting in the water whatsoever. It's way too dangerous. Like I wouldn't, even as a rescue swimmer, I wouldn't be able to battle that. But yeah, just knowing like I had a job to do. And yeah, any fear and stuff I had, I kind of just pushed it aside for a little bit because yeah, I'm a rescue professional. This is kind of what the Coast Guard rescue swimmers are known for, just kind of getting the job done. And any of the rescuers on the scene were doing the exact same thing as me. They were all super professional. Some of the best men and women I've probably worked with. So.
Yeah, there's something like 160 plus families that are so grateful for your work and your courage. The Department of Homeland Security tweeted out your picture praising your extraordinary bravery and selfless service. They're calling you an American hero. How does it feel knowing that at a dark moment like this, people are focusing on your heroic efforts as a source of inspiration?
Right. I mean, I think for the inspiration part, it's really cool and it's really humbling to have everyone kind of calling me a hero right now. But again, I'm just a person, right? I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude. I chose to enlist in the Coast Guard. Anyone is able to do this. Anyone's able to do this job if you raise your right hand and do it. So I'm just happy I was given the opportunity to help these people out.
Scott Ruskin, thank you so much, not only for your work, but your humility as well. You really are a hero, and we're grateful that you're sharing your story with us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys sharing it as well and getting these other agencies involved and really speaking to some of the other heroics going during this tragedy.
Thank you so much, Scott. Appreciate your time. So, as you're hearing from local officials, there are so many people that need help right now, and you can help lend them a hand at a difficult time. For more information about how you can help Texas flood victims, you should go to cnn.com/impact or text flood to 707070. CNN has vetted these organizations to make sure that every dollar that you donate, every bit of help that you can offer goes to where it is most needed.